I don't know when I've been more proud of a football team. In my 25 years as a head coach here, 32 years as a head coach, we've had our share of challenges this year. We've struggled at times. I'm good. I got a good outdoor voice. Got one. Okay. But the effort, the attitude, the resiliency has been there every single day. Extraordinary senior leadership, and that absolutely positively is what drove this team this year. Yes?
Can you talk about the environment, the atmosphere, and what it means for the guys to play at Fenway?
Well, I'm sure they can talk about themselves, but, you know, it's funny. I didn't know that Fenway Park could be so intimate for a football game, meaning the way they fit it all together, having people in the monster stands, having people behind us, and it was a magnificent environment and beyond our expectations, and I speak only for myself, fellas.
It was awesome. Electric crowd. It was a lot of fun.
Tim, can you give us an update on Tom Stewart, how he's doing?
I don't know what the injury is yet. I talked to our sports medicine people immediately as soon as he left the field, and they said it could be a hip dislocation, which if it is a very significant injury. You know, heartbreaking for that to happen that late in the game, that late in his career. And while we're on the subject of Tom wasn't supposed to play. He didn't take a single snap. The doctor said he'll never be able to play this weekend. And he said, I'll play. He hadn't thrown a pass in a week when he warmed up in pregame. And Tommy's had a remarkable season. He's become a dynamic force at quarterback for us, not just in his ability to stretch the field vertically with his way he throws the ball, but just his personality and his toughness. And it just heartbreaking to see his season have to end that way.
Speaking of Tom Stewart, I noticed he had a lot of trouble sliding in the first quarter and then his injury. Did that have anything to do with the turf?
The turf was outstanding, all things considered. When you consider that it's a baseball park, when they have to bring in sod, I thought the Fenway people did a remarkable job when you consider the weather we've had over the past 10 days. I thought the conditions were outstanding for this time of year in terms of this not being a true football field.
It seemed like you had a lot of success either with the jet sweep or something off of that. Did you anticipate using it as much as you did?
Well, I think the bottom line is that their defense is very aggressive. They got a ton of great athletes, and you try to make them play as much assignment football as you can rather than attack football. And if you can create the diversion of, okay, is it going to be quarterback, is it going to be pitch, or is it going to be the running back? You know, there's a little bit of three dimensions to it that make it more challenging to play downhill, to blitz you, and to attack, and it certainly helped us out a little bit today.
The penalty on Darrington, has the rule always been like that, or did they use the
It's the first time I've ever seen anything like that, but the bottom line is he was wrong. He was wrong. It's that simple. It was the right call. He was wrong, and I'm just so grateful to our team that he didn't have to learn that the absolute hard way of having to live with that for a year or however many years. He's a great kid. He's going to be an outstanding football player. He's tough as nails, but he was wrong. You know, he got overwhelmed by the moment and did something that wasn't particularly classy, and that's not what we do, and that's not who he is.
Question for any of the players. This is supposed to be such a big deal to play in a league game against Yale. Now you're at Fenway Park, and you have this kind of performance. Does anybody put words to what this means to you?
Let's start with our captain. Answer that.
It's unbelievable. I don't think words can describe how happy and how ecstatic our team is. Being able to play in Fenway, thank you, Boston Red Sox organization, for allowing us to do this for the Harvard-Yale game. And to go out like this, I know our seniors really enjoyed it. Our team really enjoyed it. After everything we've been through this season, a lot of ups and downs, including the past season, just to go out like this, it's awesome. And I can't say anything more than that. It's just amazing.
Nobody else?
Ben Schultz, let's go, Ben.
I know initially some of us were a little not as excited as we could be because we wanted to have our last home game in the stadium. But I think once we got here and we got a chance to walk around on the field and we heard the fans and we got into the environment and, we had the Jets flying over pregame, it was a little overwhelming and more than we ever could have expected to play this game that means so much to us at Fenway. And again, like Zach said, thank you to the Red Sox organization. And it was just unreal. It was such a fun opportunity to be able to play in such a historic stadium, and couldn't have asked for any more.
One thing I want to say is, too, we got all lining up here other than our captain, Zach Miller. And, this was trench warfare today, no question about it. And I remember in our first team meeting post-Christmas in January, 6 a.m. in the locker room, and I said, fellas, we got to become a bigger, stronger, tougher, more physical football team. Part of that is physical, and part of that is mental. And, the month of November for us was the epitome of that. We got stronger as the season wore on, mentally and physically, and it really was a really great November for this particular Harvard football team.
The Yale coach mentioned that that they sort of the senior-dominated line for you guys made the difference late. Did you guys sense that you were wearing them down a little bit on either side of the line?
Larry Allen, I'm going to make you answer that. Larry doesn't talk much.
Oh, well, I guess what I'd say to that is that, throughout the years we've had some really fantastic lines. And I think the key to that has been just, us sticking together and really grinding it out and, trusting each other and trusting our abilities. And I think today, was another time when I think we really did that. And I think that made all the difference, and I couldn't be happier that we were able to.
And our running backs are really good, too. So.
But, Ben, it's what's up front that counts, right?
On the targeting call, what did you agree with it, and how did you guys bounce back? It seemed like the momentum clearly went to Yale after a little bit.
It's hard for me to be diplomatic on that. I watched it several times up there. I just can't believe that was anything other than a form tackle, honest to goodness. It was such a bang-bang play, and I saw one just like it on an SEC team a couple weeks ago, and they waved it off immediately on the replay. And again, it is what it is. I don't know what you folks thought. It just looked like a bang-bang play. There was no helmet to helmet. But again, it is what it is, and one more bit of adversity. I looked up in the second half, and we had our third-string corners in on our nickel and dime defense because that's all we had left.
Any of the offensive players, it's hard to make history at Harvard. Hard to make history in the game. This was the highest-scoring game ever, the most offensive yards for Harvard ever. Was that feather in your cap? Something you take pride in? When you look back at this game?
When I look back at this game, I'll just think it was an all-around team effort. The defense, they got us the ball on the interceptions, on the third down stops. It wasn't just offense that was making plays out there. And I'll just remember the team coming together as one, not so much the yardage.
Any other questions?
Zach, I mean, we've made a big deal obviously about what happened to the offense, but you finished with 2 picks. What was that like for you as a senior finish last game? Have that sort of performance?
First and foremost, I don't deserve credit for either of those picks. Coach Larkey, our defensive coordinator, Coach Poppy, Coach Horan, our defensive line, Coach, they put guys in great positions. They game plan and bust their butt all week, prepping for teams, and our game plan was foolproof. And then the guys up front executed their job, getting pressure on him. That last interception, I'm pretty sure Anthony Camargo and another defensive lineman just blew that quarterback up. So he just threw one up to me. All I had to do was catch it. It feels awesome to make those big plays, but I think a lot of guys get overshadowed when plays like that happen. And I think a lot of guys got overshadowed, but those guys deserve all the credit.